Okay, so it's been a while since the last Makibox update. So what's been happening? Mostly I've been doing a bit of testing with just different settings in Slicer to see if I can figure out what's causing it to fail so often. Um, I've got a set of testing that I want to do, and I have not finished that because I just made a quick change to it, which I'll explain in a little bit. So I can tell you what happened with the previous testing, since I haven't put videos up of that. Basically, I did 5 tests, and of those, one of them worked, and it worked okay. This is the result. Just a second. So that's what we're meant to be getting, and it should come out facing that way. You can see this one's not quite perfect. That back edge is meant to be vertical, and you can see it's not wonderful. It's melted a little bit, which I think is just because there's not enough, the layers aren't big enough up here for it to dissipate heat before the next layer starts. Not much I can do about that, and it shouldn't affect larger jobs at all because they'll have bigger layers than this. So I did that 5 times, as I said. That was the only one that finished. This was the only one that sort of vaguely came close, and all the other ones failed completely. Basically, at most got 2 layers done and then stopped. In fact, I might even have another one here. No, don't have another one. Okay, so that's where we're up to at the moment. So the change I've made in this Bowden tube up here, this tube, there's a little metal collar on the inside, and that threads up into the tube to give it something that it can actually be mounted onto the hot end nicely. And I'll take a photo of that next time I pull it out if I need to do that. So the thing is, that collar has fairly sharp square edges on it, and there was an idea posted on the Makibox website that maybe the notches cut in the filament by the filament feed motor are actually catching on that edge, which would mean that obviously then can't feed filament in and the whole thing jams up. And quite apart from that, when you first feed filament in, the end of the filament definitely catches on that edge, and it makes it a pain in the neck to get the filament in. So what I've done is I've sanded down those edges a little bit. So now they're angled in at about 45 degrees, which should mean that it doesn't catch anymore, and certainly this time the filament did not catch when I fed it in. It just went in nice and smoothly. But because of that, I have to start all the testing again because that may affect the data. So, what's the testing going to be? Well, the first basic settings are 0.2mm layer height, 200 degrees Celsius on the hot end, 60 on the bed, but the bed doesn't seem to matter too much. I'll be using the yellow PLA filament all the time, and we're just attempting to get jobs that finish without jamming. So I'll be testing it a couple of times with the standard settings, and then if that all works, I'll go up to a higher layer height and see if that works. I'll go down to a lower layer height, see if that works. Higher temperature, lower temperature, higher movement speed, lower movement speed. Everything I can think of to make it work. So, let's get this started. First I'll just feed some filament to make sure that it is coming out. Yep, so that's certainly feeding nicely. Get the filament off. There we go. Almost finished, but not quite. Now, that's a bit better. So with the hand there you can actually see a bit of detail. I don't know why the hand is actually moving the picture though. That's a bit odd. Yep. So, yep. That's a fairly typical failure. The top layer gets messy and then it just stops feeding. So it's just pulling the filament out now. Have a look at that. Maybe. No, we won't, because it can't get the filament out either. And that's not wonderful. Okay, well I was sort of hoping that that would finish because it was getting quite close. That's the best not finished one we've had so far. So evidently the issue is not just in the Bowden tube ends, which is annoying because I was hoping that would fix it too. Just a sec. Okay, so that's cooling down now. Yeah, not much more to say. This job only takes 20 minutes when it works nicely. So add 10 minutes for setup time and half an hour to do a test. It's not too bad. Yeah, so I think I'll plan to do 2 with each setting. So I'll do 1 more with these settings and see how that goes. And then I'll do 1 with higher layer thickness. So we'll aim to go up to 0.25, I think. So I'll just go a little way. It's at 0.2 at the moment, so we'll go to 0.25. And then after that, we'll go down to 0.15. And then we'll start fiddling with hot end temperatures and see what happens. So let's pull the spool off here. I don't know what's happened in here. Something's gotten all messed up. Oh well, I'll stop the video there and I might get another quick video when I figure out what's gone messed up in here. Okay, so just a quick update. So this is the Bowden tube end. Why did that not focus? See there. Okay, so you can see where the filament feed has taken a bite out of the filament. This is the filament feed end. The other end is still in the hot end. And what I'm doing here is unscrewing this, what appears to be a nut on the end. It's not a nut, but I'll finish undoing it and then I'll show you what it is. Okay, so that's what it is. Focus on. Hang on a second. I'll attempt to focus this better. Okay. That's more like it. So basically it's a hollow threaded screw that goes into the end of the Bowden tube, which is there. And what's happened here is that the end of the filament here is too big to get back to the thing. So Oh, there we go. It does work now. So that was getting jammed up in there, which is a bit annoying. Let's pull that out because it's just gone down the bottom of the Makibox. So, what I was talking about earlier was yeah, so this end had a sharp edge on it, which meant that every now and then there was a possibility that the filament would catch on that, on the little cutouts where the feed motor has cut into it. And then, of course, that might cause a jam. So all I've done with that is ream it out a tiny bit so that it's got a nice 45-degree chamfer on there. Don't know whether it's helped, but I can't see how it'd hurt. Just a sec. Okay. Yeah, so I can't see how that could possibly hurt the Makibox in any way. Like, at worst, it'll make it a little bit easier for the filament to locate itself in there. But at the same time, it certainly has not fixed the issue because, well, the Makibox still failed. I'll pull that off now. Yeah, so that's the top surface. You can see it's done fairly well for most of it. In fact, it's done almost perfectly for most of it. That edge you can see is just starting to round off a little bit near the top, where it's melting a bit too much. Yeah, for the last couple of layers, it clearly hasn't been feeding filament nicely. So, more testing to come.